HeSaySheSay Radio coming to you with episode number 7.
Number 7.
Confuse me.
It is your boy Solomon.
What up, everybody? It's Siobhan J.
What's up, everybody? It's MJ.
Hey, y'all, it's Jordan.
Hey, what's up? It's Uncle Kel.
And I'm Shadea.
We have a packed show for you today. You already know, episode 7, like Solomon said. So you already know how we start off the show. I got your news for you down packed and ready. So this week we have an interesting story going on. So Meek Mill, love me some Meek Mill, my rapper right there. Meek Mill pleads guilty to gun charges and is released from all other charges. Now, a lot of people are taking this story as like, wow, this man went through so much stress for like 12 years and it turned into just an overall criminal justice reform. So with that being said, he was arrested in 2007 on this gun charge. He spent 2 years in prison for violating probation. So overall, it was just stressful. That's what Meek says. It was hard to just cope with, trying to balance your career and having to deal with this justice system. Like, the plea ended a decade long of a battle. And so the judge saw him as a symbol to his community. He saw that although he was struggling with these charges and struggling with these different things in the criminal justice system, he was still able to be a leader in his community and influence people to keep fighting on. So my question today is, from what I see this as, how can someone that has been incarcerated, do you think that anybody is capable of doing so? Like, they are capable of still having to go through the trials and tribulations of the court system, but still fighting on and being the person they need to be in the community? You think more people should start doing what Meek did?
I feel like they should. I mean, because at the end of the day, the goal is to keep the community, at a certain level. You don't want, of course, all the deaths and shootings and robberies and all that. That's not what you want. So, of course, since he is fighting his own battle, I feel like it would kind of be like just selfish, knowing that he has the platform that he has to make the contributions to the community. So, I mean, I feel like more people should do it. They might start doing it now since it's Meek. He's like the face of the rap game, one of the faces of the rap game. So hopefully that gives others, a little wake up call to, do something about, their communities as well.
I think that definitely people look up to people that's even incarcerated. Like, of course we look up to people who aren't, but even those people that are, because I mean, us being in the black community, it's so quick and easy for us to fall into that system.
True. So
to keep things strong and to keep our community strong, I think it's best to give back to your community and keep fighting the good fight. Like, although you may be battling with your own things, still going, educating young men and women, being that power source in your community, I think it's important. And this actually shows a change. I know that's what one of the prosecutors was talking about. Like, what is the point of really sending this man back to jail? Yeah, he pleaded guilty to his gun charge, but look how much he's grown over the 10 years. Just drop it, Mm-hmm. So I think that the criminal justice system should definitely take this into initiative and think about those things when someone is up front in the court cases and the person that they're looking at like, what has this person done? Although, yes, they have violated this, that, and that, but how have they changed as a person? Like, I think that's what we owe each other as humans,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To me, it goes back to, like, the great R.P. Nipsey Hussle, and one of his songs, he says, find your purpose or you're wasting air. And I feel like, at this point with all these rappers, a lot of them really don't understand the platform that they really have. I mean, they look at it as, I'm famous, I'm rich, I got money, cars, jewelry, all that, but they really have a platform into which people listen to them.
Yeah.
So when you don't use that right, and like, you go back to the lyrics, find your purpose or you wasting air, that really basically sums up the whole thing. If you don't take what you have and make a positive outcome with it, it's like you wasting it, to me.
I think for somebody to admit that they've done wrong, that should be taken into consideration to start off with, because a lot of people don't. And so if it's not a drastic crime or something like that, I feel like there's another way to solve that consequence besides going in jail. You know, so if I admitted to I did something wrong, and maybe it was just maybe I had weed or a gun and you wasn't supposed to have it. Cool. Let me do some community service. Let me show you that I made a mistake, but I have a future. You know, I want to be better.
Yeah.
Because putting somebody in a jail does not solve anything
At all.
So I think with Meek being that person too, yeah, I did something wrong. Cool. I think that opens the eyes of other people, and it's like, wow, this brings awareness. Not necessarily saying everybody's gonna be honest now, but that's a step.
Yeah.
You know, you brought up rappers having this platform, and I respect Meek Mill a lot. At the same time, though, I watched an interview earlier, him on the Breakfast Club. He specifically said, "Oh, I'm no activist. Like, don't worry. Like, I'm just talking about my situation. I'm no activist or nothing like that." Then he said something that really caught my attention, and I was just like, man, we taking 10 steps forward and then we take 20 behind. He says, "Oh, but if my case and stuff gets solved and stuff like that, or if the white man want me to be quiet about it, trust me, I'ma shut up." Right? And this is quoted. He said, "Trust me, I'ma shut up. I'm not even gonna speak about it no more, because at that time I'm risking my safety."
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of like, well, other rappers might think, okay, you know what, I'm gonna start talking about it, and then you hear Meek say something like this, who is actually going through that situation, and he says, you know what, no, but if they say be quiet, I'm gonna be quiet as long as I'm good. Now you start to think, okay, well, should I say something? Should I use my platform, or should I just continue to talk about the things that I've been talking about this whole time? It's kind of tough, because who's really speaking for us right now as far as rappers? I mean, you got people who Jay-Z, and then people kind of mad at him right now for his NFL situation. But who is really speaking for us right now? Who is on our platform talking about, like, honestly, if we really being honest, just in all honesty, Kim Kardashian has probably done more help with prison reform than any rapper I know right now.
You know what I find strange is that we as a people rely on celebrities to ignite some change when although we might not have the same net value, we have the same capability.
I think that's who has the biggest platform.
They have an influence because they have more connections, but I'm sure if you tried hard, you would too.
Yeah, but think about this. Think about how many of us on our level right now could actually go talk to a governor or a mayor about prison reform or anything like that, and they actually listen to us. Now, when you have somebody, even it's people that probably should not be talking to people in this position that still do, probably don't really know what they're even talking about, but they still talk. I'm not gonna name no names, but like, y'all know what I'm talking about. People with celebrity that really should not be in law at any point. Yeah.
I knew it.
But it's like, those are the people who have the voice. Those are the voices of our generation. Nobody is coming to UNT or Texas Southern or Texas State and asking, hey, what do y'all think about prison reform? Nobody's asking that, but they're going to ask them because that's who they're looking at as the voice of our generation. That's who is the voice. Rap is basically our voice, right? For the most part. All those are the people that we look up to, right? So for them to have the voice, that's the platform right there.
Let me ask you this, because you brought up they go to those people, the rappers, athletes, stuff like that. For the most part, and this is not all of them, of course, but for the most part, rappers and athletes, I'll go with those two. Rappers and athletes, a lot of them are uneducated.
Yeah.
So the white man, of course, is going to shoot at someone.
That you brought that up.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like you brought that up.
Of course, the white man is going to shoot and aim at someone who doesn't know, or that they feel that doesn't know. They're not going to go to someone with the knowledge that can fight with them. They're going to go to someone who's not as knowledgeable as they are. Yeah. So at that point, once they say something crazy back, it's like, yeah.
Spitting with some facts.
Yeah. It's like, okay,
Let me ask
you
you
be quiet.
This. Think about, and I read this the other day, and it really opened my eyes. Actually, I didn't read it. I listened to it. I forgot the dude's name, but it's this old dude, old politician. He said, "Why is the black community the only community where entertainers and athletes are the voice of the people?" Right? No other race, you will never see the Asians, white people, Hispanics. Their athletes and entertainers are not the voice of them.
Because that's all we strive for.
That's what we
For the most part,
that's what we look up to. We don't look up to politicians and stuff like that.
For the most part, kids, you know, if you ask them what they want to be when they grow up, they want to be a rapper or a basketball player, or
entertainer,
some type of entertainer.
Rapper,
where, you know, you have the Asians, the white people, the whoever's. They want to be lawyers. They want to be police officers. They want to be governors. They want to be the president. So it's like, once we stop at that level of entertainers, we don't want to see all the other stuff they offer. We don't want to see that.
But at the same time, it's a lot of us as entertainers, and like the NFL, most of it is over 50%, 60% is black people.
NBA over 70.
Exactly. So it's like that's all we like see. So it's like, okay, that's the level that pretty much that we should be on. They making millions. What's the difference between their $1 million and entrepreneur $1 million? No difference.
Exactly.
But I'd rather do what he's doing because it seems fun, and I mean, that's just what
it's the platform behind it,
and it's not too hard. It's rather running a business where you know, doing all these different business things, and you know, trying to teach people about your business, hiring and stuff like that. So that's a lot harder. So our minds is limited to, okay, I gotta be like this, and then that's why we esteem those people as the voice of our generation. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, some people have a good voice. Some people speak on a great platform, and I love it, like LeBron James, for example. So, I mean, you can't be mad for them having that platform if they speak in facts, but at the same time, there's some other people that can speak facts also, but that's not in their career field.
I couldn't name you. I honestly, and this is bad, this is horrible probably, I couldn't name you a black congressman right now, just off the top of my head.
And British Johnson.
I don't know who that
She's
is.
an alpha woman, so
Oh,
that
makes
too.
sense. I couldn't. Can you name me any black politicians or
Yeah, I mean,
Who's that whenever president in court?
any judges?
Who was John Wiley Price? I mean,
Judge Joe Brown.
you
Judge,
got-
that's it.
I guess it's because
Joe
our
Brown.
focus
Is
there.
it Joe Brown? Oh,
Yeah.
Judge Mathis.
Oh,
I
okay,
mean,
yeah.
And we got my boy Maxie Johnson.
I guess it's because our focus is
Dave
there.
Daddy.
And I also think that, I mean, a lot of black people wasn't given the opportunity to be in those positions as Congress.
Exactly, in the
As
first place.
First thing we were was entertainers, you know.
Yeah.
Whether it was performing, we were good at performance, so that's what we did. So that's why a lot of us, you know, look up to that, but I don't think that's necessarily all our fault. You know, that's just the way that things were. Yeah.
I don't think it's our fault, but I feel like it should be changed.
It should.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's not our fault because, you know, if you go back to the slavery days, all the well-educated people were the white people or, you know, whatever. We were the slaves. We were the one picking cotton. Then that's when they finally let us play sports or think about rap or rhymes or whatever the case is. But we didn't get to go to school like everybody else. So it's like what we had, what they gave us, we took it, and that's what we're still on right now.
Yeah, and it's kind of like and this is bad to say, but it's just all honesty. As a let's say you're a white person, right, and you're just watching TV. Let's say you're an older white person, you're 60 and over. You watching Cardi B talk to Trump, right? How serious are you gonna take that conversation?
It'll be a serious reaction at first because of just the name that she
Yeah.
holds. But I feel
if
like
you're a 60-year-old white woman, just be honest. Do you know who Cardi B is?
not really.
Probably not.
Probably not. So now you're like, okay, well, this is somebody, and then let's say you go look up who she is and what she's done, right? And nothing against what she's done because she's a great entertainer, but at the same time, we got to look at who we have on these platforms and what we're expecting from them, because now we have rappers who have a horrible history within the criminal justice system as far as gun violence and stuff like that, everything. And we want them to be our platform to talk about prison reform. Then we got singers and stuff that probably never been to college before. We want them, don't have no prior education. We want them to be the biggest platform we have.
Well, I feel like it goes back to, is it the truth or not? Like, you know, you bring up people who, you know, have criminal history and this and that. Okay, cool. I'm not saying let's forget that happened,
Yeah.
but I mean, if I go to jail 3-4 times for robberies or gun violence or marijuana possession, but I can actually sit and talk to someone, you know, of power and actually have a conversation with them and it actually make sense. That's what you have to listen
See,
to
that's
at that
the thing,
point.
though. Us, we know what's going on, right? We are trying to get it to their heads, the people who are actually changing the law, what's going on.
But you know why they won't change it though, or why they won't like actually use their voice to speak up?
Because it don't
Messes
affect
with
them.
the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it messes with their money, and it's like, yeah.
But see, like you said, it messes with the money. So why would we even depend on them to be our platform? Why don't we look elsewhere to be our platform?
I feel like because right now they're the most powerful.
Yeah.
To make the change anyway. Like if they decided to just say, okay, we'll do it, they have the power. If we wanted to change it, which we do, how we're going to do that?
And have an influence.
Yeah, how?
Basically, vote people in office.
Yeah,
And
we
in those
cannot
positions.
focus on, oh, well, let's just hope this person says something. Like, let's hope let's hope he talks to somebody about this. Like, no, it's not going to happen like that, because if that's the case, it would have been happening
And that's why
many
I go
years
back.
ago.
That's why I go back to bring up like the money situation. We can say, okay, we have these black people right here running for this. Let's get together and vote for them. So let's get some black people in there so they can handle this and that. At the end of the day, and this is what I personally believe, it might be the truth, it might not be. But at the end of the day, I feel like money takes over all of that.
Oh, yeah,
so
for sure.
if the white man has the most money in that sense, I feel like he's gonna win.
But see, here's the thing, though. That's when you gotta. I personally think when it comes to voting, I look past race, because we got some people right now running for office that's black. That
Not it.
we don't want them.
I
in
don't
there.
feel like it's a race thing.
Yeah,
but
I'm looking
I
for
feel
somebody
like,
who has our race as a whole, or racist outside other ethnicities, viewpoints in mind too, and not just a certain viewpoint in mind.
That's why I said I feel like it's just money, because you can't tell me Donald Trump was the most qualified to be the president.
Least
But
qualified.
I'm pretty sure he
Yeah,
had. But I'm
The
pretty
least.
sure he had the most money to do what it is he had to do, twist and turn some stuff, do whatever he had to do to get what he wanted.
That's true.
So
That's true,
if
and we can also. I think part of the reason why he got voted in was because people were seeing some change,
It's an
and people
entertainment thing.
get uncomfortable with change. And when I say people, I mean, you know, they get uncomfortable with change. They're like, oh no, what? Like, it was a black person in office? Oh no,
Let's
we
get it
gotta,
back.
let's make
Get back
America
normal.
great again.
Yeah.
Yeah, when was it great?
I guess that's why we still hear now we need more black doctors, we need more black lawyers, we need all these things, so we can see that change. I mean, right now, yes, like y'all said, celebrities and athletes and everybody has those platforms, but I don't want to necessarily say that they don't know what they're talking about, because a lot of these people are speaking from their own experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to think where Cardi B grew up, where Meek Mill grew up, where all these different people grew up. So what I encourage people to do is, if you are a celebrity and you are going to stand for certain things, or it's a personal issue to you, knowing that you are a celebrity, I suggest that they educate themselves on what's going on, because there's some people that haven't got an education at all. I mean, you can look at Corey from Central Park 5 that has started his whole campaign just based on what happened to him and his own experiences. But I'm pretty sure that he received his own knowledge about the criminal justice system, about things that are going on. So I just feel like education is always key, to know what's going on and to keep up. Because you're right, we don't see a lot of us in higher positions that are a little bit more behind the scenes, whether it's businesses, politicians, things like that. So we do look to the people that we aspire to be as kids, such as athletes and celebrities and rappers. But I think it's coming to a time where if you are going to hold that platform and you are going to be if you choose to be a voice of your black community, then I strive for you to know exactly what is going on.
Mhm.
Of course, put your own experiences in there, whatever happened to you growing up, whatever the case may be, you're starting to see the world in a different view and you want to make change, but know exactly what you are talking about.
Yeah.
And when it goes back to Meek and like his comment, I think there's a side between personal and him having like his own campaign for the community. Like, yeah, we have to think in his shoes, like this was a 12-year thing. Not saying that, yeah, you should just go with what the white man tells you, because who knows what they're thinking of at that time. But to him, it's probably like, this was an issue. There's more people that have been through this, and I want people to see what has happened here. I want this to be an example. Do I want to keep going into this for the rest of my life? Probably not, because I've been dealing with this for 12 years. I got an album, I got my career, I got to feed kids, I got to do this. But here's something for y'all to know. Here's something for y'all to, yeah, he had kids. Here's something for y'all to know, as black men and women, this can happen. This type of thing needs to change. But now, I am Meek Mill. I'm going to keep bringing y'all music. I'm going to keep being an entertainer. I'm going to keep, filling you guys with joy with my music. And that's over here. So, I guess there's a two side to it, if you understand.
Well, shout out to Meek. But, I mean, that now this next topic somewhat ties into that as far as the community. Last week, it happened a couple weeks ago, but last week I was able to attend a service for a little girl that got killed in a drive-by in North Dallas. It actually touched me. It touched me in a different way because, first of all, that little girl was a member of my church. So, when you see somebody laying in a casket, old, young, or whatever, and you've met them, you've had times with them and stuff like that, you tend to remember everything that y'all did together or the times y'all had together. And that was my first time seeing a child in a casket. First time ever. I mean, of course, kids have passed away, but I've never seen that before. But I think what fucked me up the most in my head was seeing her laying there and thinking of my son.
Yeah.
Because it could have very well been the other way around.
Yeah.
So my question is, why is a gun the first thing that we turn to solve violent things that we are, engaged with other people or arguments? Or why is the gun the first thing that we run to?
It's such a weakness, I think. It's like a crutch. Like, I don't have to fight. I don't have to prove that I'm a man. I can just pick up a gun and yeah, I'm that dude, or like I'm that woman. Like, and especially nowadays, how it's so accessible with no matter what the race is, like gun control is just out of this world. Like, you can get a gun from anywhere at this point. But it's just an easier way to deal with things. And I feel like it's definitely a evil seed that we have in this world, because we're taking our vengeance out on people through gun violence. We're not even communicating anymore. We're not even going face to face on things. And it works like that all around the board. It works like that with the technology that we have nowadays with social media. It's just not, communication is just like a non-factor in this generation. So the fact that people can pick up a gun, they're unaware of the fact that there may be kids involved. There may be kids around. There may be other people around. And I don't understand when this is going to end, or when people are going to start understanding that that's just not the way to solve things at all. I mean, back then, yeah, there was still violence, but back then that goes back to that whole thing of unity. Like, in all communities, like especially the black community, if we want to be specific, like, we really don't care for our brothers and sisters anymore. We don't even see each other as that. So it's easy to just pick up the gun and do what we have to do, and that solves it.
I think people pick up a gun, and I've never picked up a gun, so I can't speak from personal experience, but I feel like people pick up a gun and feel like powerful. And it's like you were saying, oh, I'm that person, I'm that man, I'm that woman. It's like, oh, I have a gun, you better respect me. If it's like a situation where it's an altercation and they pull this gun, you don't got one, what's up? You know, like I think it gives people this type of, I wouldn't say arrogance, but this
Power.
yeah, that power. You know, like for some people it's for defense, and people use it for that's what it's supposed to be, to defend yourself, but not just to be, like you said, trigger happy. Oh, somebody messed my day up. Okay, so I'm about to go and drive by. You don't, like you said, you don't know who's involved.
Yeah.
If you got something out on one person,
Go talk.
take it out on that. Don't kill them. I'm not saying, but like take it out on that one person. Just airing that hell out that doesn't hurt that one person anymore.
Especially at like parties and stuff. Like that's what I'm tired of. You can't even go out and have a good time.
No.
That one girl, she at Clark, she literally this is her freshman year. They went out and she got shot.
Yeah.
She literally just walked on campus.
Yeah,
To get a call from your child, you just dropped your child off. And they're in the hospital because people was shooting. That stuff is crazy. Like,
I would never understand. For one, like, if you know me, I really don't like fighting. I really don't like violence at all. But
don't like conflict.
I'm definitely not finna go and try to shoot somebody, because you gotta really think about, like, okay, is this really worth it? Because I'm going to jail. I'm gonna get caught regardless. So is it worth my life at that time? Also, I kind of just feel like, I don't know. I feel like you really, really low down to just go out and air an area out. You not knowing what's there, what's like who's there. And to me, like, you really just you're a weak person to do something like that. And also, if you take it back, right, growing up, we fought.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a fight. It was never that serious to where you want to go pull out a gun. Problem now is people get embarrassed so easy. So let's say I get into it with Kelvin, right? Oh, we finna fight. Oh, I'm gonna record the fight. I got somebody recording. Now I lose the fight. Oh, I need to go shoot him now because I'm embarrassed. It's all on Twitter. It's all on World Star. That's really all it is if you think about it like that. Now, I don't know the exact situation of what happened between the dudes and the little girl, but it's a lot of stuff going on specifically in Dallas right now as far as like drug violence. A lot of stuff ties in with stuff that's going on with drugs right now, and it being a drought and stuff like that. I think we really need to sit down and think, like, is it worth it? Is taking somebody's life really worth it? Is even, I mean, having a gun for protection is different. Yeah. But just carrying a gun just because you think you Billy Badass, like, no, you're not.
My thing is, bro, we live in an era where people just want to be cool so bad. Like, the reason why
that's not a cool look, though.
Bro, the reason why people pull up to parties, and guns are so easily accessible right now. Like, if you're over 21, you can purchase a handgun. Like,
literally anytime.
Yeah. You don't even have to have a license to purchase.
All you have to do is have an ID. You go to a pawn shop, they'll run a background check, and boom, you got the money. You just got you a gun.
And then it's the thing, like I said, people want to be so cool. You'll pull up to the party and flex your gun.
Yeah.
He's cool. He got a gun in his pants.
He ain't find nobody.
Don't nobody want to mess with him. He cool. I guess he a popular person around campus. You know, he got a little gun on him. Pull up, like, after this one party I was at, dude was in his car, just had his gun in his lap. Like, bro, it's women here.
I've been in a situation with Solomon, and I think Kelvin was there too when we got shot at in Denton. In some apartments, I
think I was there too.
I'm literally running, and I see a girl get shot in the leg right in front of me. Me and Solomon jumped over the fence, and I'm like, I want to help her, but all I heard was they turning back around. I was like, oh no,
they coming back.
God, I was gone. But think about it. Why were we getting shot at? Like, I literally was like, okay, I'm just gonna pull up to a party with my homeboys, and I could lose my life this night. Now, God bless that she only got shot in the leg, but imagine it could have hit here, it could have went anywhere. She could have died from coming to a house party, and you want to be cool driving around with a gun, or I'm gonna shoot it. Even if you're shooting it in the air,
it has to come down.
It's gonna come somewhere. Like, somebody
got no name on it.
Yeah, nah. If I even see a dude, like, if I'm at a party or something and I see somebody with a gun, I'm like, man, I got something to lose. I got it. Yeah, you ain't cool to me. We really not even that cool of friends now. Like, I can't hang out with you
at all. I think I know what you're talking about too. Just I remember this was like last week. Everybody just hit campus. Nice little event going on. And you know, most times a lot of people say like, oh, parties get shut down. Sometimes the cops really be cool. You know, parties end around a certain time. So the cops will usually show up, shake hands with some people just to make sure everybody clears out well. Now, I was the last person at this function, so I was aware that the cops were just chilling. Everybody, you know, make your way out slowly, get to your cars, whatever, so we can wrap this up. All of a sudden, I've never heard gunshots this close to me before. I just hear gunshots, everybody running, and the way these cops reacted, it was just so overwhelming to me. Like, of course they are trained for this, so I just feel like I'm in an episode of like war or something like that. Like, what is really going on? But my thing is, this function is over. We had a good time from I don't know when, like afternoon to night. Why do you feel the need to shoot? Like, are you trying to scare people? Are you trying to like be that person? Are you trying to be funny? And I feel like that's the problem nowadays. Like, people are trying to get a reaction out of people. That's why we see these mass shootings and all of this different stuff happening back to back. Like, yeah, mass shootings have happened, but now it's like, oh, let me see if I can do it. So let me see how people are going to react. Let me bring this big old bazooka gun in Walmart and see how people react. Like, it's not funny, and it's becoming like a norm now to just have a gun, like laugh at other people's reactions, things like that. Like, I don't know.
I just feel like you shouldn't be afraid to walk out the house, and the fact that you never know, like you walk over the threshold you're doing, it's like, dang, bro, is something gonna happen? You never know. You could be next, like, you know.
Especially in college, like I be like, we throw a lot of parties. And I'm just like, man, all it take is one fight.
Right.
Literally, if I see a fight going on, I'm like, yeah,
It's crazy.
I know it's coming next.
Right.
And it don't even have to always be a fight. It could be something.
Argument.
Yeah, it could be just something somebody said.
Hold on,
to
I'll
you.
be right back. I got something for you. As soon as I hear that.
Somebody wrong, like.
On me, y'all ready?
And that's why
My crew.
like when what
Let's
MJ
go.
brought up as far as like people these days being like feel like they're so embarrassed so easily. Like, you know, I work in Garland, so last week they had an incident where a guy shot and killed somebody for road rage. Like, it was like, okay, you cut me off, I cut you off. You cut me off, I cut you off. Okay, you made me that mad, so I shot you, and you died with your wife in the car. Like, I really don't get it. Like, yeah, guns for protection, I'm all for it. But the way that people are just like so trigger happy these days, is really ridiculous, and it's causing a lot of people's lives. It's causing not even just people, children. Like I brought up the little girl. It actually like really hit me. Like, when I found out about it, it hurt because I knew her. You know, had talked to her before, used to play around with her and stuff like that. But seeing her in that casket, it was a different feeling. Like,
How old was she?
9.
She was supposed to start school.
Yeah,
that was like the first week of school. She was
And the
going
thing,
to third grade.
about it was, the apartments that she lived in, it was a older lady, maybe like early 40s or something like that, who like does nails, like little girls' nails. So she invited all the little girls in the apartment, you know, to come over and let me do your nails before school. So the little girl went, got her nails done and everything, and was running back home to show her mom and all her people her nails. And boom, she gets shot. And it's like, why? And then I don't really have the full story on what happened as far as why he did what he did, but it's like, come on, bro. You didn't see you shot through someone's house. You didn't see nobody that you were looking for. You just, in your head, knows this person might have been here or they live here, so let me shoot. Hopefully it hits them. Like, nah, bro, like, It did something to me to see her just laying there, no breath in her body. Like, it was a terrible feeling.
I feel
Man.
that. When it's somebody that you personally know,
Yeah.
it take a whole different toll on you. Like, I got my homeboy tatted on me on my side. He got shot literally over a gram. Got shot in the side and died that night. I still didn't believe it, and I was like, dang, like, he's dead. Like,
Yeah,
I
not
tried
coming
to
back.
call him.
Not coming
It's
back.
going to voicemail. I'm like, dang, like, why he not answering the phone? I think they playing on my phone. But it's like, at that point, I vowed, for one, I'm not getting into anything drug related, because I know that goes down a different aisle. I'm not, if it's not serious enough, I'm not arguing with nobody, because I know what an argument is going to lead to. I'm damn sure not finna fight nobody, because I know how it is nowadays. People are so like, oh, you're not finna catch me slipping. Nah, bro, it's not that serious to lose your life or lose somebody close to you or even take somebody's life. Mm-mm.
And then kind of just to twist it a little bit, I feel like in some cases people run to a gun first because they feel like that's what the other person is gonna do.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, back in the day, everything was okay. Let's fight. When you win, you lose, you lose.
It's more like nowadays, I'm gonna get you before you.
Yeah, it's like
I'm gonna go get mine before you get. Oh, I'm gonna have mine on me.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna beat you to the punch. So I feel like that's another way to look at it because like, you get into it with someone. A lot of times in this generation now, you're not thinking about fighting.
Mm-mm.
It's like, okay, I don't think he gonna fight me, so let me go get my gun
because
he probably got a gun, so let me beat him to the punch.
And it's more like too. I know a lot of people's parents tell them this: if you pull out a gun, you better use it.
Yeah.
I know my people. If you pull it out, because once you pull it out and you want some now in they head. Okay, well if he ain't gonna use it, I'm gonna use mine before he uses his. And it's not a bad thought process, because at the end of the day,
you don't know.
You don't know. So when it's like that, it's like, okay, well, why even have the gun involved in the first place? Why even show it? I done been in so many functions where somebody get into an argument, somebody go like this. I'm like, oh man, here we go. Like, come on, bro.
You're showing me.
Like, you better use it.
They better shoot they shot down.
Yeah. I'm like, man, bro, you think that's cool? It's not cool.
Get out of my face.
Please.
I'm finna beat you down. You threatening me at this point.
Yes.
I just need all the gun violence. If it ain't for protection, if you ain't at the gun range, if you ain't hunting, let's not shoot the gun. Like,
let's not even bring the gun out.
Yeah.
Let's not show the gun. Let's not flex the gun like it's money.
Let's just go on trips and stuff like
that. Let's be good people.
You don't want to fool with me? That's fine. Agree to disagree. We go our separate ways. Cool. Like, we live to fight another day.
All right, so let's switch up the topic a little bit. So in honor of back to school, we got a question and answer for everybody. So basically, what advice would you give to freshmen? And I mean, this can go for freshmen or anybody in college. So
hold on real quick.
First week of school.
Freshman. What did I do freshman year and messed up a lot?
I'll go
first.
first.
The Solomon tips.
The top 5.
I say, as far as advice, I say to just make sure you keep yourself as a priority. Because at the end of the day, you're there to get your degree and nobody can get that for you. So don't let anybody distract you or take you off your path. That comes with like friendships, relationships. Just make sure your health, your education, and all that's in line before anything else. Make sure you do that first and then fit everybody in after.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say.
I like the fact that college is the place for you to do what you want to do, whether that's just whatever. Like, you are literally on your own in college. It's you. Like, it is you. Your friend may not get that job. You can't sit back with her or him. You need to go get yours. Like, always keep that in your mind. Like, this is about me. You may have to miss that little function. You may have to miss your friend's night because you had to go see a recruiter or somebody about a job, or you might be involved and you can't stay out at night because you have meetings and you have to wake up for class in the morning. Like, set yourself up. All that other stuff comes last. Like, make sure your health is right. Figure out what you want to do, whether that's your side hustles. If you want to be a barber, if you want to be a nail tech, you like to do that. What classes do you like? What organizations do you want to join? If you want to do organizations, what do you want to be when you want to grow up? Where do you want to work? Things like that. Have all of that in the realm, and do not waste your 4 or 3.5 years. Like, have that in the back of your head at all times. Everything else is extra. Of course, enjoy yourself in college, but stay on your grind.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
I mean, make sure if nothing else, you take care of business, but you also have fun.
Yeah.
Because these are some years that you're not gonna get back. Yeah, you're not gonna get these years back. College is a one experience type of thing. Like, you don't do that many times. So, I would say make sure you have fun, but like y'all said, of course, keep priorities first. Do your homework. Do what you need to do in order to be successful. Then let the playtime happen, because you can't play first and then work later. It's gonna catch up to you. Yeah, it's gonna catch up to you.
Do it for you.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, listen.
Solid
Listen.
tips.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Sometimes.
I'm gonna tell you, Solomon tip number 1: if you can't do it, find somebody that can.
There's no reason that it shouldn't get done with all the resources that you have.
Man,
It's
I
just how
got
it is.
3 tips. 3 little quick tips.
Then I got some.
You
I
know,
got a tip.
my first tip, please. Do not forget about your morals. A lot of people get to college and forget about what they learned for 18 years, and now you're free and I'm gonna be this.
Yeah.
Remember your morals, because we do judge. We will judge. Don't think, this is a world they don't judge. No, we judge.
Absolutely.
Number 2,
Go ahead.
freshman year. This is to the freshmen. Grades. Right? This is the most important year grades-wise.
I'm gonna have to agree to
If you are doing horrible your freshman year, it's much tougher, because these are the easiest classes your freshman year. It's gonna be so tough to get your grades back up afterwards. I know for me, if you sitting at a below a certain level, right? I'm not gonna name no numbers. Yeah, you straight. Really, I'm gonna say a 2-3. I'm gonna just give them a 2-3. Really a 2-4. 2-5, shit. You can do. I did some things with a 2-5. And another thing with grades, right? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Oh my God.
All right.
That's Solomon tip number 7.
Listen, if you ain't cheating,
Nope.
listen, cheating is basically
Don't get put
networking.
out.
That's what it is.
It's networking.
That's what you
I done
gonna
met
do.
the best of people just by, hey, what you get on number 2? You gonna meet some great people off of, hey, what? Let me see that paper. It's how you make friends in college.
Me.
Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3. You have to remain focused on the end goal, and do not forget, a lot of people have normalized this whole 4 years. It's okay to take your time sometimes. If you not
4-year material.
some people are
But don't
5-year
just take your
material.
time and be logged in.
Now don't be BSing. If you honestly have a lot on your plate and you can't take 15 hours a semester and this and that, and you only can do 9, or you can only pass 9 or 12, right? If you taking 12, you can pass 9 of them. You be good, right?
Come on now.
But you're going to be in college a little longer. But listen, everybody got a different path. Take your path at the end of the day. Just because your friend finna graduate next year and you a year behind or 2, that's okay. As long as you finish, just finish.
I would say, first and foremost, it's okay that you don't have it figured out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you just want to, I'm coming to college, I'm a major in this, I'm going to do this. I changed my major second week of school, my freshman year. So, you come in with an idea, if you stick with all 4 years or plus, good for you. But if you have a harder change, it's okay. Putting that out there. You don't have everything figured out. I'm a senior right now. I still got to figure it out. So you're not going to have it figured out as a freshman. Also, I want to say embrace that newfound freedom. Because it's something not being underneath your parents' house.
Yeah.
It's something about
Don't go crazy.
don't go crazy,
Don't turn up too much.
embrace that new adult life. It's an
Figure things
experience
out.
for sure.
Yeah. for
Another
sure.
thing is, don't let your parents dictate your college, please.
Mm.
That is a main
From
thing.
majors to what you get involved in. Yeah, man.
I don't know who can relate, but parents are, especially in the black community, there's always that, oh, you got all A's and B's in high school. Look, mom, dad.
Look, this C gonna get me there.
This is not like it
C's
is.
get degrees.
It is okay.
Amen.
You're on a fresh start.
D's do too.
Them college classes are not easy, especially if you didn't already get credits and you have to start with stats and English for whatever isn't your strongest. Like, it's gonna be tough. Me personally, I was an A-B student in high school. I was in like one of those special gifted programs. I've made about 3 D's in my college career. Like, it is okay. Just always motivate yourself and just bounce back.
I'll
Like,
drop a class if I fail.
yeah, most of the time, our parents, whenever they were in college, it was a whole different teaching. So the best thing I can say is, parents, you're more than welcome to come to class and do my work.
No, ma'am.
If that's what you think this is such,
He's easy.
it's just easy. Like,
You
so,
know it. Let me
like,
see.
Let
me-
me
yeah.
remedies.
You can
me to
take
make all A's.
yes, take this textbook. Like, this is 2018. I don't know when everybody's parents were born or raised, but it's not the same thing at all. So allow yourself
Emphasize that.
to be who you are in college. Figure out your study habits. Figure out what you need to do to push yourself and get those grades. Like, do not let your parents tell you that you need to be doing this. Yes, make good grades, but I'll tell you this, them grades aren't everything when getting a job. It's who you know and you're networking. So
C's get degrees. Remember that.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
to
say
stack on
something.
what she said about not letting your parents dictate your college, before we get to that point, let's not let your parents dictate you even going. Let's figure that out first, because a lot of people go to college because that's what their mom or their grandparents or their uncles want them to do. That's what everybody feels they should do. Or, nobody went to college, so let me be the first. Know that you really want to go. Like Shadell said, you might not have it figured out, but know that you at least want to go. I feel like that's important too, because if you get there and you're not even really wanting to be there, but you're doing it because mama wants you to go or daddy wants you to go, then at that point you've already,
And to be honest, if you're doing it for that, a lot of the times it be the people in your ear that ain't sending you no money.
No money.
Ain't paid nothing on
No
tuition.
bill.
Asking you about your grades on Thanksgiving. Don't ask me if you ain't put in on
They
this.
want you to
You
go.
didn't send me $1 worth of Cash App money. But you asking me about my grades? I'm there. Yeah, I'm in
I'm
school.
graduating.
Yeah.
I don't know when,
But they
but
want you to
20
get that
something.
degree.
Well, 2020.
They want you to get that degree so they can see you get them some money.
Oh yeah, that's really what it is. Nah, not around
But
here.
Solomon tip number 1: if it ain't for you, try something new.
Hey, man.
yeah,
If you're in the
okay.
wrong major, you might wanna. If it seemed a little too hard in the beginning,
Switch
I was taking calculus. Whew, I failed every test, 50s and below. I was like, you know what? Maybe this not for me. So I went to fashion. I got a 3.5 now. If it ain't for you,
like
try
that.
something new. If it ain't for you, try something new. Solo tip number 2.
What do you love to do?
I'm on a roll right now, rhyming. Solo tip number 2. Network. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Amen.
That's where your network. Oh! That's where your network
I'm
come from.
dead. He
I'm
on
telling
it.
you,
Okay.
it's about who you know. We're not out here trying to chase money. We're trying to chase the relationship with people,
Yeah.
right? The networking experience, because those people put you in a position to make the money,
Yeah.
to where you don't even have to. I can learn everything in college that I won't even be using in my career field. Why? Because whatever the job need me to do, they're gonna teach me anyway, right? They're gonna teach me anyway. And the reason I got the job because one of my fraternity brothers put me in a position to get this job, because it's about networking, it's about who I know. And now I'm making 6 figures as an entry level job right out of college with a fashion degree.
Yeah.
When I'm supposed to only be making like what, 50,000 in salary, 60,000,
Something like that.
somewhere in
It's
that
a little around
area.
average.
But I doubled that just because of the networking opportunity I had in
like
college.
that.
So make sure you seize every opportunity. Oh, solo tip number 3. This is the last one. I'm leaving.
Where you gonna go?
Seize every opportunity and then figure out.
What you want to do with that?
Yeah, and then figure it out that later. Like if somebody presented an opportunity to you to the table, seize it first. Don't be like, I'm gonna think about it. Like you ain't got time to think.
Open mind.
I like
You
that.
ain't really got time. You got to seize it and then figure out, okay, what I need to do next later, because I mean that door may shut on you. Oh, that's another topic for another day.
I
Some
passed.
wisdom.
Oh yeah, that's a wow right there.
I got something for y'all. This is a small little story, but it's gonna tie a lot into the college experience, right? So I'm in this Presidents at Work class at SMU. We just took a test. The teacher says, "Yeah, man, the lowest test grade in here was like a 23." I'm laughing like, the nigga done got a 23. Nigga stupid as hell, boy. That nigga stupid. We getting the test back and everybody else paper just straight. She handed me mine folded and I'm like,
23.
That's how you know you had
23 on my papers. The moral of the story is that was my freshman year, right? I did drop that class. I dropped that class the day after. But after I dropped that class, I never once said, you know what, that was embarrassing. I never once was like, man, I'm not finna just stop going now. I can't do this no more. I done failed with a 23 on the final.
Just talking about
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm like, well, it wasn't the final, it was a midterm. So I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. I never once was like, yeah, this is just so bad. My next step was like, okay, what am I going to do next?
Yeah.
So now you got to think about it like that. In college, you are going to fail. It's made for you to fail. If you're not failing, or not failing literally, but like if you're not struggling in the class or anything like that, you probably you pass college. You need to go ahead and get a career. Just skip the whole college because you're not there for nothing. It's about the struggle, right? You're gonna struggle financially. You're gonna struggle mentally. You're gonna probably struggle physically because you're not really gonna get no sleep if you're studying all night.
Even if you don't do that, you're not getting much sleep.
Honestly, you're gonna be partying like that's college, but
You'll find something to do.
yeah, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something around, but just keep that in mind. You cannot. I'm not gonna say give up because if you find another path, do that. But if not, just keep on striving. Even after failure, just keep going, keep going, keep going. The end goal is graduation. You're gonna get there.
Yeah. Basically, like take your L's and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Two
you know,
L's.
like playing
Make it
football, you know, it was always, you know, coaches would tell you have a short memory.
Yeah.
So, you know, in college, you kind of got to have a short memory. Like, okay, yeah, I failed this midterm, but let me forget about that and let's focus on the next one that's coming up. Or let me focus on, you know, this homework assignment right here. You got to have a short
Got
memory.
4 other classes.
Because
to
when
worry
you
about.
dwell on what you've done, you tend to mess up what's next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
And,
about balance. Like, you know, if you get it like a 50 here, you know, I'm getting 90 here, you know, it's going to average out. So,
You think
Let me
like
go to tutoring.
Come on,
Tell
tell
me
that.
that.
I'll be
You
like,
gotta
I
have that
can
mind.
make a 40 on this,
Yeah.
but I gotta make an A on this one.
Yeah.
and
I'm
I'm
gonna cheat on
saying,
that one.
procrastination, do not procrastinate. I know you're going to do it anyway
Yeah, it's gonna be
because we
rewarded.
all do, but at the end of the day,
Everything.
do not procrastinate on your exams. Study for your exams. If you need to miss those parties, you need to miss them.
It's gonna be another
Because
one.
at the end of the day, those are the most important. Those make up most of your grades. So you got to do that.
That's another thing. Y'all have 4 years, however many years at college. Everything that goes on happens the next year, probably on the exact same day. So if you miss that one pool party, if you miss that one little step show, if you miss the events and things like that, it's going to happen again. So
It might not be as live.
yeah, it
But it's
may be
gonna
missing
happen.
some people, but it's gonna happen again. So don't feel like you need to be the person that's on the scene. And another thing, just coming off of just academics, college has so many people from everywhere. I'm not saying leave your high school friends behind because I still have a few of mine, but take this opportunity to get to know somebody that probably isn't in your background or probably isn't from where you from. Like, I have met people from New York, Chicago, Austin, San Antonio. Like, it's a good experience to have friends or know people from everywhere. So take the time to see people out, see what they're about, because I promise you, your college friends are your lifetime friends. I used to hear it a lot as a kid, and I used to think, nah, I'm always going to be rocking with my big old high school group. Like, no, it's probably only about 4 of us now. So when you find your college friends, they're there through the thick and thin, because college is a whole other chapter.
It's a survival.
Yeah, high school, we could go to school, we go through what we go through a little bit, but we get to go home and the nurturing household or wherever. We have shelter. We don't really have to do anything on our own. But college, we are independent. Hey, sis, I might need $10. I got you. I need you to help me out the car because we just messed ourselves up at this function. Like, you will find those friends that are with you thick and thin, and that is where you find your bridesmaids.
Yep, and your kids.
And your kids, yep. Mm-hmm. Your godparents, all of that.
Cannot
wait. Those are the
so
people.
exciting.
Take advantage. Talk.
I like
Don't
this
isolate.
next topic. What was it?
So, lately in social media, this little Popeyes and Chick-fil-A have been having a little beef.
Beef with the
Because it ain't
chicken.
chicken. Yeah.
They've been having some beef with the chicken.
So, they say that this Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich or a regular one, whichever you prefer, is better than that Chick-fil-A sandwich. Personally, let me just say, I've had this sandwich 4 times. I said maybe I'm missing out on something that they boosting.
Oh wow.
That Popeye sandwich is boosted. It is not that good. Like, it's tasty.
Well, wait.
But it's not.
Is it better than the
Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A
quality.
sandwich?
It's not.
Chick-fil-A
It's
quality.
not Chick-fil-A quality.
You think it's better?
I'm gonna take half of that 5 back.
No.
It's a good sandwich.
It's tasty. Yeah.
I prefer Chick-fil-A over Popeyes, but if I don't have Chick-fil-A, I'm not tripping on Popeyes. I'm not tripping about having Popeyes. Like some people look at it like if I don't have Chick-fil-A,
For taking the 5 back.
because you said it's boosted. It's not boosted, but it's just.
No, I think the hype that they made it to be is like, okay, now.
But see, that's black people as a whole.
Bro,
But
Anytime we get something like that,
It's
and
something
we
like
gonna
that.
take it to
But
another
they
level.
make it seem
Like them
it's-
sangrias last summer.
Okay, now that
Would that-
Capriccio is not.
It's not
Capriccio
good
is not-
at all. But
See,
we
yeah,
was
that's
boosting it up.
boosted. But the
That's
chicken
really what
sandwich,
it was.
the chicken sandwich from Popeyes, I don't feel like it's boosted. I feel like it's just new to everyone. So
It's been out for a
it's
minute,
gonna
though.
get the talk.
Chicken established.
I tell you what though, if Williams come out with that chicken sandwich
Let me
with
tell
the
you
corn fritters on the side,
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Ain't gonna be nothing but
Off topic.
we ain't got no more chicken.
and people don't acknowledge this enough, but even though Williams bread is the way it is, that bread
That
be
what
good, boy. Hey, that bread be good though, boy. So nah,
Make
make a
two-piece
little
dog
little sandwich with it.
on me.
Like the Popeyes chicken sandwich, it's like crunchy. So it's like more.
It's like actual chicken.
It's like a piece of chicken breast without the bone. So a boneless chicken breast.
chickeny.
Yeah, it's real chickeny. The bun is just, maybe like.
Is it a buttered bun?
Yeah, in some places it is. I went to Arkansas. We had one, and they just had some hamburger buns on that.
You went
so
to Arkansas.
yeah, for conference.
Oh, they must have Whataburger nearby.
I don't know. Maybe you gotta stick in the
I
South.
think that Chick-fil-A is
with
made
Popeyes.
with love. My pleasure.
My
as a
pleasure.
former employee at Chick-fil-A,
Oh,
Okay.
this was
These
high
are
school.
godly people.
But yeah. Well,
Y'all
some of
pray
us.
over the food.
Yeah,
before
we
you
do all
hit.
of it.
They
We
pray
do
before
all
the
of it.
shift.
Yeah, we do all of it. But
We are gathered here today. Okay. For these customers who are just
Your
bringing so
chicken.
much reverence.
Shout
So
out
y'all probably get my money. Hallelujah.
well, no, I don't feel like the Popeyes chicken sandwich is boosted, but I don't prefer it over Chick-fil-A, but if I don't get to get Chick-fil-A, I'm settling for Popeyes.
Settling.
No, not settling,
You
but
said it.
I'm saying I'm not
That's
not
your first
settling.
choice
I'm not.
because
I
that's
said
your preference.
I said I'm not settling for Popeyes, but I don't mind having Popeyes.
I feel like it's what your preference is. This is the difference between the chicken sandwiches. I'm going to give y'all the insider. I've tried both. I tried it like a month or so when it first came out. Nobody was even going crazy over
Me
it.
too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I tried
The
it before
reason
the hype.
why it's so boosted is because social media and people love a good fight and they love good
Something to talk
confrontation.
about. That's all.
Now, Chick-fil-A is good, don't get me wrong. I see Chick-fil-A as a little bit more healthier. I go to Chick-fil-A as opposed to like Whataburger or something like that because it's real chicken,
Them calories
white
still
meat.
high.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are,
we
but
still
it's
dropping in that grease.
it's a little. It's like a little bit
high
more.
saturated fat.
It's better than eating beef, right? So what I get confused about with this conflict is, to me, I think Chick-fil-A is healthier than Popeyes. you got to think Popeyes is a southern establishment. They use seasonings that most of us would use. Some establishments have got a little lazy, of course, because the cooks, whatever. But its origin, they use the seasonings that we use. They use the spices. That's just what they're about. So Popeyes is like the chicken place. Chick-fil-A is more of just like lunch. It's just something that like came about. But when I think of Popeyes, it's like, I knew it was gonna be good. The sandwich is bomb. Like, and the thing is, for most people, they were like, yeah, it was dry, da da da. For me, when I first took my first bite, I think what really got me was the juiciness in it, because white meat ain't always that. It's not always that juicy. That's why I usually get dark meat, because white meat is usually like dry or whatever. That bite was real juicy. Thick piece of chicken. Would I still eat Chick-fil-A? Yeah. Did Twitter really hype it up to where now it's sold out everywhere and I'm mad? Yeah.
Because I can't even try it. Like,
But they made some good coins.
Oh yeah, of course.
Popeyes is really. I mean, I've read somebody's tweet, and it was like, I would have really liked to take in a Popeyes stock.
Yeah, but see, like I said, I don't feel like it was boosted. I just feel like it was new, because if you think about it,
We like everything new.
Cane's has a chicken sandwich.
yeah, man.
But this is the thing. Nobody made a big deal about it, because it has
I'ma
always been there.
I'm gonna tell you
It
why.
has always been there. So
Think about Popeyes prices compared to Chick-fil-A's prices and Cane's prices. I know me growing up, I knew better than to ask for some Chick-fil-A or some
But that
Cane's.
chicken sandwich is about equivalent to the chicken.
But that's just the chicken sandwich. I'm talking about like Popeyes prices
period.
overall. Like, you go to Popeyes on a Tuesday, get a good deal.
You get a good deal every day.
Literally, it's something. They got something.
But see, like Chick-fil-A,
Chick-fil-A, you ain't really got no deals.
I mean, and I'm not embarrassed. Like, I'm not embarrassed about it or nothing like that, but I didn't eat Chick-fil-A until I started working there as a 17-year-old.
I didn't eat Chick-fil-A till I got to
And the
college.
reason behind that is because for some reason, I still don't know why I did this, but for some reason, I always thought Chick-fil-A and Arby's was similar. I don't know why I thought that, but I felt
Arby's
that.
roast beef.
So when I tried Arby's years and years ago, and
Arby's was good back in the day.
no
Arby's
way,
You used to eat Arby's?
no way.
Nah, Arby's
I don't know if it's the
snacks
way
all
that
day.
the
Don't
signs
even-
look.
Y'all be
or
capping. It
what.
was good.
Yeah.
Hey, Arby's before?
Like
When I was a
a
kid,
long time
it
ago,
sound like
but
a-
like not recently.
It's like an
Go stand with
old
the
white
curly
man
fries.
restaurant.
Just like
I was
Yeah.
telling to go the other day,
I don't even know what Arby's sell.
Well, see,
roast beef
I don't know.
sandwiches.
just like Carl Jr. used to be good.
They ain't
back in
bad
the
though.
Arby's.
I'm talking about when I had it, and it was years ago, and it was not what's up. Maybe the signs, the logos, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, I never was like, yeah, let me get some Chick-fil-A. People ate it, and I was like, yeah.
I never heard nobody like, let's say we all out or something.
Let's
Let's
go
go
to
to Arby's.
Yeah, I've never heard no
Y'all
one
Arby's?
say, let's go to Arby's.
Never.
Y'all want Arby's? What?
Arby's.
Yeah, never.
What they got?
It's just a specific demographic, I guess. I mean, either way, I feel like the two chicken sandwiches is a different vibe. Okay, like I got options now. Like if I want Chick-fil-A, I can, I feel like Popeyes is real good. Like I feel like it seems kind of more like homemade. I don't know, like something I can make at home.
It's
like
the commercial.
it just kind of reminds me of like just kind of more southern, yeah.
And this is just for
After
me.
church, get you some chicken. Like it's always been that kind of place.
It's that lady on the
For black
commercial.
people.
What's that? What's her name?
But I will tell you this: Popeyes in Louisiana tastes a whole different way than it
That's
does
cool.
in Texas.
That-
So
it
I'm
tastes
pretty sure
good.
that
Oh my God.
that chicken sandwich in Louisiana,
Sold out
specifically
too.
New Orleans, because that's where I was at, is definitely a boost. Because if I liked it in Texas, it's sure gonna smack in Louisiana.
Ooh,
It's not. It's
But
not
with
the
no
fact that
pickles
it's
though,
smacked.
and I know that's a me
No,
thing,
that
but I don't eat
yellow
pickles at all. So take the
Oh,
pickles
I
off.
like the pickles.
No.
With the
Pickle
chicken.
was
I like
Nah.
I eat pickles.
I'm not a pickle. Not a pickle. Not a pickle. No.
Pickles is like that. Oh, I got a pickle.
I be like, hold on, I know they ain't forget my pickles.
Oh, please forget mine. All of them.
Well, y'all enjoy. Pick whichever one you want. Hopefully they come back. But you heard the feedback here from He Say She Say Radio.
All right, let's change the whole direction of this. Now, let's talk about. Okay, my thing is, a lot of time we find it hard to actually trust people, and when I say that, it can be a means of relationships with you know, your spouse or relationships with your friend. So can you actually like trust your friends around your significant other?
When you say friends, I think people look at friends and associates and mix those together.
Yeah.
Now, my associates, of course not. Now, I have, you know, I have about 3-4 friends. And when you say friends, I feel like that's someone that's going to ride or die for me no matter what the situation is, and I'm going to do the same for them. So I have about 3 to 4 of those. In this case, it's still kind of a not of 100% thing, because my thing is this: everybody is still human at the end of the day. I mean, you can have a friend and they can do something and you be like, why did you do that? Like, I would never think you do that, but that's a human being. So I'm gonna go with none of it. Friends, associates, none of that. Now, you can make the argument that, oh, if this is your friend, you should be able to trust them through thick and thin. Yeah, but like I said, at the end of the day, everyone is human. So a mistake, like they like to call it, because you see it all the time on Maury and all these Jerry Springers. Oh, my friend slept with my husband. Yeah, even family. So it's like,
game's dirty.
I don't know. When you say trust with your spouse, where are you coming from with it? Like, in a
like, are they
sense,
like, let's say
hanging out
let's say your spouse lives with you, and your friend is your roommate, right?
And
you
you're
be
not
at
there.
work during the day, and they be there together.
Yeah,
Would you
it's
trust
just-
them?
You trust him with their, trust him there
don't
with
find a
your.
job.
That's
your
tough.
significant other.
Ooh, that's tough.
Are you productive and don't be there? Yeah, nah.
Oh no, you gotta come to work with me.
No,
Oh yeah,
that.
for sure. You have to
We
do
gonna find
something.
something
I'll
you
be
do.
walking around in their bras and
I
everything else. No.
guess that comes from really knowing.
And
knowing
then I'll go a little
someone.
deeper in that. I'll go a little deeper in what you're saying. Say, for instance, MJ brung up the whole, you know, if it's me and my girl, and I got my homeboy as my roommate. Let's say my homeboy brings some of his friends over.
I'm coming home.
The way that
yeah,
I
nah, I'm not
value
leaving my
her
girl
protection
there.
and
Hell
her
no.
safety, he's not. It's just what it is. I mean, if someone was to go down, or in the worst case scenario, his friends feel like, oh yeah, we try to do something.
They drunk.
He might try to stop it or whatever the case is, but if it happens, oh, it was out of my hands, bro. It was too many of them, blah blah blah.
Not
He's not gonna
everybody.
come out of the hook
Yeah.
form to protect her like I would.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's not even just him, but it's the people that he brung around. So nah, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. No.
I could trust my homeboys, and when I say homeboys, I do mean the few. Like, if I have a group message with you, and we talk on the daily on something, we telling like personal stuff, that's a friend to me, right? I would trust my friends around my girl, and I would trust my girl around my friends. But in certain situations, like Kelvin said, it's humans. I don't put nothing past nobody. Because I know people have thoughts that manifest into actions. And so, like, let's say you had been looking at my girl before we got together. You're like, man, she kind of fine. Like, I really, you know, she kind of cute on something, right? And I'm leaving y'all alone there every single day. And I can't put nothing past her either, because I ain't been knowing her my whole life. So it's some stuff I don't know. Maybe she like what you got to offer or something. I don't know. At that point, it's like, okay, I don't know if I could do that. I don't even know if I could fully trust that. But for the most part, I probably could. Like, for the most part, I wouldn't really have no issue with it. Now, that whole staying home with each other all day, no.
Absolutely not.
That's crazy.
Baby, get out there and do something
Now,
productive.
maybe like if it's one day and he just happened to be there, like, hey, bro, let her in the house. Like, that's different.
Yeah. What's up?
But y'all there every
She
day?
said no.
Nah.
Yeah, I feel that you never know what somebody is capable of,
Exactly.
whether that's women or men. I would say I would trust my select friends that are truly like my homegirls around my guy, just because he already knows. Like, it's kind of like figuring each other. Like,
he know it.
Like, he knows not to even take that step with my
But they
friends.
should too.
But like I say, I don't just put it past anybody. So, like you said, I'm not even gonna put him in that predicament. Like, if it's all of my friends and just you, like, nah, you can dip. If it's all of his friends and just me, I'm not finna just stick around your friends. As a woman and as like the girlfriend, like I'm not even finna put myself in that for something to go down. So I feel like if you are in a relationship, y'all both need to have that standard, because most people will do that. Like most people will be like, nah, I'm not finna go to your friend's thing if you ain't going. I'm not finna go to like his friend's thing if you ain't going. So I say just keep that communication there. But yes, humans are humans and they're capable of everything. We've seen it happen in the news, whatever. So just keep a watch.
I feel like it just has worked out for me. Like, me and my friends don't like the same type of person, like guys. So
I feel like that's what you think until it's there.
well, nah, we've discussed it before. Like,
So none of your friends.
well, I don't got that many to start.
Well,
off
let's say
with.
you got 2.
Yeah.
Out of 3, y'all, nobody would date the same type of dude.
No.
You're capable of getting beat
But
up.
like things are capable to happen, whatever. But as far as that leaving them at home, I naturally have trust problems, and I'll tell people that. So I'm not leaving my man.
Staying at home.
Yeah.
If I'm not there, what do you need to be?
Let's
like,
go together, cause baby boy, no man. What? If I
Unless I'm about to
at
come
this
right.
point,
What if he be like, nah, I'm gonna just stay here?
all right, friend, let's go.
You coming back in the next couple of days?
Somebody coming with me.
Somebody getting in the car.
Yeah.
Somebody coming with me.
Because y'all not gonna be in this under this roof together.
It just don't
He gonna be
So
like,
both
nah.
y'all decided to stay in tonight, and I'm leaving. Oh no,
So
brother.
y'all don't got nothing to
Either
do.
you get dressed or you get dressed right now.
Somebody coming with me, regardless.
both y'all.
Hell me.
Group function at this point.
And then I feel like it's like, you know, let's say y'all living together or whatever, whether it's the homeboy or whoever lives with you. Having them, you know, dressed in certain ways around each other, it has to be something too, cause like, okay, I live with my girl, so it's like, okay, well, she wants to walk around in the house and when I'm there, fine, it's her house too. Yeah. But my homeboy come over, you can't wear the same thing around them that you can wear around me. So, and I feel like, you know, I've been in a situation where I've went to a friend's, I wouldn't call him an associate's house. His girls is walking around like I'm not there, and it's just like, okay, like,
That's
yeah.
disrespect.
it is.
Especially if you don't.
The
It's
man of
just
the
common
house.
sense.
Yeah, and it's like he didn't find a problem with it. So I mean,
He a fool.
I never said anything. I mean, even though to me, I was just like, "Hey, bro, she gonna put on some clothes," but you know, it was just
You
like,
gotta
okay,
look away every time you talk.
yeah, like every time she say something,
Y'all
it's
want
like,
some
yeah,
water?
yeah,
Yeah, I had a good day.
Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
Nothing, chilling.
Yeah.
good,
Gotta
This
put some clothes
Hey.
on.
yeah.
All right,
What you got for us today?
man. Whoo, good topic. Good topic.
I'm ready to shake the tables up.
So the question is: are men/women
Slash women.
really trash,
Yep.
or are you just not getting what you're expecting from the relationship? Speak on it.
It could go both ways, bro. Because I mean, like, in the beginning, it's important to establish, okay, what are our intentions, what we're really trying to get out of this,
Nigga be
right?
lying.
so
He's
when you
selling these false drinks.
Women too.
Let me let you finish.
you got it.
Come on.
Oh well, I feel like
You got it. Go ahead.
well, yeah,
Let's
yeah,
continue.
yeah. I mean, you can look at it as men are trash or women are trash, but
Everybody.
I'm glad you tied that other part into it, or are you just not getting what you expected to get out of that person? Because, you know, it's a saying out there that, you know, we've all heard it before. A man or a woman is going to change for the right person.
Yep.
So,
I ain't been the right person.
yeah, I mean, if you're not that right person, and then again, it's not always that you're not the right person. It's timing. You're probably not the right person.
No.
I don't believe in
Oh,
it.
yeah, it is.
Y'all,
It-
yeah, I don't
it
believe
is.
the right person.
I don't believe in timing.
It is.
I don't believe in it.
It is.
Complete
I feel
BS.
because at the end of the day, you have to look at it like this. Let's say you're on the immature side. She's wanting the best of you, but you can't give her that yet because you haven't found it yet.
There it is.
So once you find it and she's still available or whatever, if she decides to wait and say, okay, I knew you had it in you. Now you feel like, okay, boom, let's do this.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're trying to get at. But at the same time, think about this. Me and you, same age, right? To a lot of people, we're in our prime, right?
Could be.
Both have girlfriends, right?
Mhm.
We bringing sand to the beach, basically,
Mhm.
right? This is in a certain scenario, this would not be the right timing for us to be in relationships, right? Timing wise, this would be the most fun, like go out and be wild time of our lives.
But
this is timing.
that's society talking at that point, because we're 21. It might be some stuff that I did at 16 that you're doing at 21 that I'm like, I already did that before.
That's
so
true.
I mean, I could care less about it.
That's true. I feel like when it's the right person though, the whole timing thing. If I want to be with somebody, I'm not going, man, you know what? Like, I just, I ain't ready right now. What I mean to say is I'm not ready for you right now. Like, honestly, I don't feel like you worth enough for me to just be with you right now.
Well, sometimes it can be the opposite. Like, sometimes I can have it all, but I'm not built to
hold
yeah,
that, to be able to. My capacity is not that much.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say that.
Man of change.
No. I would like to say that I think it's both. That
Men and women
are trash, and you don't get what you expected simply because some people come in and say you this dream. And although you, in some cases, you can spot the BS from 10 miles away because you've heard this song and dance before. However, somebody else comes through and it's just like, maybe, I think. And then they be back on that bull cycle again. And so I just think at some point, you just got to be like, I'm going to just have to wait it out.
Yeah.
Because if I keep coming across these trash men.
What makes a man, like, what makes him trash, though?
That
What's
lying,
trash?
That,
manipulative.
Well, sometimes, like, bro,
I don't want the
Some
truth.
men just have a stage.
I love the truth.
You don't want the truth.
Some men just
Well,
have
then
a stage.
don't be with me if you're going to lie.
You don't want
That's
you don't
so-
want the truth. People say they want the truth. They
Sometimes
don't
you
want the
be
truth.
with him, but he lies still.
Yeah, like
Why would you want to be with a liar?
Does that make sense, bro?
Because if you
I get what you're saying. We here.
Sometimes you want to be with him, but he's still lying.
It's kind of like what we talked about last time. You know this person is. I see what y'all are trying to say. You know this person is
We're
manipulative.
always seeing what people trying to
But
say.
at that
I
point,
see what you're trying to
it's
say.
you putting yourself in that situation because there's plenty of females that are just like, well, he ain't this. He's been showed you those signs from the beginning, but you still want it.
So would he
What
still be
he
considered
had.
trash then if you continue to stick around?
But then
You really trash.
But then there are some people who really are manipulated because you see this person that's showing their efforts or just trying to get their end goal, whatever the case may be, and to you, you're like, I really want to be serious with this person. I like this person, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then they up and just do what they do. Let's say they go ghost on you, whatever. Because it's happened. Woo! And then it's just like, wow, like,
I thought that would deep
you did it. Like, it's one of those things I didn't see it coming. Like, so
I don't think that would make them trash, though.
It's not.
Because I feel like if you've already established a communication, cool, just, you know what.
I feel like this is very seldom that a man is showing so much effort in doing this and doing that and talking like this and then just go ghost.
It's not seldom.
That's rare. Because that would be a waste of our time.
But you wouldn't know
if I'm
because
taking you
are
out
the
on
male
dates.
species, talking about something
I got homeboys.
rare.
I know what trust me. Nobody I've ever hung out with. I know guys that I know are taking women on dates, right? Going out in public with them, right? Texting them all day, calling them all day, like communicating and stuff like that. And then, I'm gonna just go ghost now. No.
Sometimes that's true.
That's
It's
weird.
the guys that do the bare minimum that end up ghosting.
Them the ones that go ghost. Now, in your mind, you should know,
for a short
like,
period of time.
Yeah.
For the record, what MJ just said, all those things, that's what women do.
What?
You do all this.
On my mama,
You do
and go
all
ghost.
this. with
Y'all
that person
would do that.
It's a double standard.
and they're out.
Listen, as men, we do not. For one, we barely want to put in effort as it is. Right? I'm not finna even want to text you in the first place.
On the cool.
Right? Especially if it's only one thing that I want. Trust and believe. Man, I can't say it on air, but man, listen. You are not finna be getting effort and dates and calls and texts, because at the end of the day, it's 100,000 million more women out here that I can get that from.
Okay, well,
I'm not
just
finna
say
put no
that.
effort in for that.
Just say that.
realize
You don't even have to carry on a conversation.
saying,
if you let the girl know up front, y'all ain't
But
gonna
that's
have
what
no
I'm saying though.
conversation.
Y'all do that.
You're right.
Why do y'all do that?
I'll admit, because there's a young fella that I just ain't been responding to because
Why?
I'm
You don't
not
know?
interested in.
You ain't shit.
And no,
But
I'm
you
not.
finna
But
go
I
ghost
let
right.
people know that. You know.
That's
go.
crazy.
Yeah.
You
No,
finna
I've already gone and ghost on him because
tell him?
I know
Did you
personally
tell him
let him know what.
Did you tell him you leaving?
What you mean?
Nah, what it mean?
Did you? Wait. She just admitted she ain't told him. She just said she stopped texting him.
She said communication was key.
No. Let me,
Oh, wow.
Wait,
Oh, wow.
Wait.
Oh,
Because I
oh,
need to give you some backstory because
Oh, wow.
we had a little confrontation type. Confrontation because I told him how the way that he was communicating with me, I did not like that, and I said, yeah, like I'm gonna have to cut this off. And then he started talking to me again. Cool. I tried to entertain it for a little bit. I'm just like, yeah, no, this ain't it.
Yeah.
So you told him that?
Oh, so you said this?
No, I still haven't read the message.
Oh, you and
This
ghost.
nigga
That's
on
ghost.
delivery.
So
okay,
he's on the blue dot, as we should call it.
She's on blue dot or he's on red.
one of the two.
It's men and women that
We don't do
I
that.
think-
We don't do
no.
that. We don't do that.
Bro,
I feel
listen.
like, yes,
I feel like if
you
guys
No,
can't
we
get what
don't.
they gone, they ghost. Or if they're not what you expected, they're ghosts.
Yeah, bro.
If same for women.
That takes a short amount of time to
But I'm
realize
not
that though.
gonna-
Y'all
goes
will
back to the
linger it
time-wasted
on.
thing. If I know for a fact that this is just gonna be a time wasted thing, why am I responding?
Exactly. So there's no, you
But
don't
that
need
doesn't
no,
make me trash because I don't respond.
No.
So it makes
I
you
peep
trash
your
that you're not
game.
telling them that this is what you're.
I would
finna
rather
do.
a girl just tell me, listen, like this is not gonna work. I don't want to mess
Yeah.
with you. Okay, cool.
There's
Boom.
guys that don't
Why
say
you
that,
going
but
ghost
you
though?
just said
I
you
doubt
don't
if
want-
anybody do that though. Nobody be like, okay, I don't think this is gonna work. And then
I do.
I've done that in the past. I have
I do.
because I feel like at that point, first of all,
Just don't
I don't
stop talking
like
to each other.
beef. I
Naturally.
don't like
Yeah.
I don't like all the extra that comes with it because
Clear your name.
at some point with us knowing everybody these days, at some point you're gonna see that person and you don't want an awkward feeling when you see
But
somebody.
see, like
Just
Solomon
let
said,
them
it
know.
will
Yeah.
come. It will go naturally. I feel like as men though, y'all call us trash. We give y'all a roadmap of exactly what we're going to do.
exactly. We give you signs. to
We
let
give
you
it.
know,
We give
okay,
you
we
100
finna
signs
build.
within the first couple of days.
Like,
Like
if
either
we
we
not-
taking it serious
Yeah.
or we BSing.
And
We're
there's
not
women that
consistent.
do
But
the
you know
same.
what? What's crazy is some people will give you that little map and still
Y'all don't know
venture
how
off.
to read. That's what it is.
Oh, you gotta read it.
That's what it is. Y'all not reading the
Fine
right.
print.
Listen, if a man, let's say, for
Why I
instance,
gotta do all that extra work?
it's not an extra work. Imagine this.
Communication.
Imagine I'm texting a girl, right? And I'm like, hey, let's chill tonight. I didn't say let's go on a date. None of that. Let's chill tonight. I just got your number yesterday, right?
And you come.
And you come over, right? What in your head make you think
It's
I'm
a high percentage of what you're saying.
I would get about 75 to 80%.
Them be the main ones that be like, when you go take me on a date? Never.
Right? Like,
Told you to come over the first day I met you.
Like,
But that's why
I met you
that
at a
is
party and
true.
told you to
Guys
come
do
over that
sometimes.
night.
Okay, cool.
like
cool.
Cat
Man,
Williams
come
said.
on.
Because let me use that example too because I've been in a predicament like that and it's been on some. It was just established in the beginning. We was just gonna be on some friendship. I mean, yeah.
If
And
friends
then-
and benefits type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it turned into a, oh well, I just think you don't want to acknowledge what's there. Oh, there's nothing here. And I was honest and said that up front, and still here we are. This is the same person that's on
There's nothing
red
you
right
can do
now.
about it.
I have already communicated that there's nothing here, and you're still on my phone. So why am I responding back now?
Why do you not tell him?
That's justified.
But
though.
every-
I've already
needs
told
to
him
do
that
that,
there's
though.
nothing here.
Well, did you continue to mess with him after that?
No, he's
Okay.
still
So
my,
he needs to
he's
take
still
that
in
in
my he's
consideration.
still in my phone. Obviously, I have not responded back.
Okay, you lame, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
He needs to
lied.
take that into
He in
consideration,
the
like,
5%
I
of
don't-
men to do that. The rest of us,
So
no.
talk about
rest of-
communication. I mean, I'm
He
not
really-
being
he probably
hypocrite.
really
I've
like
already
you, bro.
communication.
But
I
he
don't wanna do
thinks
this
I'm
with you.
fighting something, and I'm like, no, you.
Now, let me ask you this though. Let's
Okay.
go back to trash.
All right.
It's a lot of components of trash, right?
Okay, you're right.
Let me ask
this
you
garbage
this. Now you said
dumpster?
just y'all were just
recycling.
y'all were
Yeah.
just friends, right? I'm finna
Yeah.
put something out there, and I hope y'all
No, we
listen.
was never friends. It was
All
one
right,
of the, like
y'all was
you
just
said-
messing around, right?
You said, like you said,
Uh-huh.
you meet somebody on the night, you get your number, come over, whatever.
Okay. It was like that, right? After that, was there any dates or anything that could have led to him thinking, "Oh, she likes me"?
No,
Nothing.
Hold on, MJ. When you first met the guy or the
we're
first
not
thing,
talking about
no,
my
no, no, no,
love
no,
life
no,
and
no.
shit.
With that person.
Because I promise you, you're not the first person in the world to go through what you're going through. So you told us that the first time he decided to hook up with you or whatever the case is, it was like a house setting or something like that.
Yeah.
and you decided to go.
No, I didn't go nowhere.
You didn't go.
I did not go anywhere.
But he came over your
We
house.
just met.
So okay, at this point,
What that mean?
why did you even let that happen,
Bro,
knowing what that could
this is
lead
this
to
how
or
men
what they're
think,
thinking
bro.
about?
We go.
What does
try
that have to
get
do
you-
with him catching feelings and I don't have none?
Because
Oh,
you
he lame.
That's
you know?
at the end of the day.
Like I said, he was in
He
3%.
feels that there's a connection and I don't.
It's rare.
Rare.
That's why
That's some
we
female
see-
stuff, really.
Like he's
It
attached
is.
and I'm not. Like
Yeah, that's some
that,
female
I guess to
stuff.
him that
Yeah.
makes
At
me
all.
trash.
Dog.
It's a double standard. It can go either
Basically,
way.
yes, that is like a female characteristic. But like I told someone earlier while I was at work, everybody that looks like a man is not a man, and everybody that looks like a woman is not a woman.
I
As
don't
far as
think
the
that
way
makes
they
you not
think
a
and the no.
It don't make you not a man, but at the same time,
It doesn't. It doesn't put you in
You're
that
looking for
category.
something.
It doesn't
You're
put you in the
looking for
category
something
of the
and she
average.
isn't Because she told you.
Makes you lame.
I think communication is really what is key. You meet somebody and you're like, okay, this person is cute. This person is interesting. Because that has happened to me before. I meet somebody and I'm like, okay, cool. This is the first stage. I don't know if you want some foolery or not. We just met. Okay, we're texting. Cool. We didn't have to go on no dates. No, none of that. So I understand that I'm not going to be hurt like, oh, this dude is trash because, oh, he ghosted me or this. He probably just, after a while, you know what? I don't want to take this serious
But
with
you-
Brick. Cool.
You
But
one of
I-
two females ever think like that, though.
So it's kind of
a
like
lot of
you have.
females.
It's just
No.
whatever that
I think
person
like that,
is
I just-
on.
You one
Yeah,
of two.
it's
just
just
let it
So,
go. What?
y'all two are the only two that
Just
think
You just
like
let it
that.
go.
Just because dudes stop like messing with you
It's-
don't mean he trash, bro.
It's like,
He probably
okay.
had a valid reason.
It's like,
Did
okay,
he?
I wanted a relationship.
Most likely.
You
No,
did.
he didn't.
So I understand that, and I'm gonna let you go.
I'ma tell
looking
you.
for
Okay, let
someone
me
you're
ask.
not-
Let me ask
Change
this.
the topic.
No, that's the last topic. We gonna finish.
Yeah, we gonna finish this.
Let me
today.
ask you this.
We gonna clear
Other-
our name.
Other than myself, who in here is in a relationship?
A what?
A relationship. Who is actually in a has a boyfriend? Okay.
call it
So with
that.
me asking that,
I'm finna.
now,
Ooh.
Wait,
now
everybody is
Call
in
it
a
all
relationship?
that,
wait.
Wait, everybody just raise their hand but me.
Hey,
but and it's okay.
it's okay. But this
Because
is
you're
this
making
is
a
where I'm
valid
going.
point,
This is
so
where I'm
it's
going
fine.
with this.
Shadea, let me tell you.
Everybody.
I'm
Take your
waiting
time
on-
and
I'm waiting
wait.
on the Lord to send me somebody.
Because I'm telling you, that's going to be it. Don't even worry about it.
Oh,
Why?
I'm paying attention.
It's just all about because this is the thing. Shadea knows what she wants.
I do.
She's already had her experiences.
And have.
And that's
so,
fine.
So
And
now,
I'm tired of them.
whatever does
Damn.
not sit well with her, she can identify that. So if she's if she's talking to somebody, and he decides, oh, I'm gonna go Shadea. Oh, I'm not finna hit Shadea
He's not
up.
trash.
She can
He
know.
is trash.
He's not
She can know in
trash.
her head to her beliefs. This is something that I don't want. So at this point, he is below,
Yep.
and I'm just gonna keep it pushing because I know what I'm looking for.
Yep.
Okay, this is
And
what
I know
this-
my word.
This is what I'm
Then you
asking.
don't.
This is why I brung that up. This is why I brung that up. For those of us who are in a relationship, did the relationship with that person start off as something that you could potentially be in a relationship?
No.
Did it start that way?
No.
Not even necessarily friends.
I was actually like talking to somebody else at the time.
Okay,
and
my
it just
point.
manifested into that.
Somebody's
But
expectations.
here's the thing, though.
Right.
Here's the thing. When it comes to this whole
I just don't care.
trash label, I'm just trying to clear our
So
name real
what
quick.
would you rather me say?
It's not trash because here's the thing.
Look
At
at
the
this
end of the
young
day, yeah, basically, he's still
Look
a young
at
man.
him.
At the end of the day, right? If somebody ghosts you, obviously they didn't see nothing with you. No matter how many dates y'all went on, y'all could have took a trip and they dumped you the day after. They just did not see a future
Okay,
with you,
so-
so that would not make them trash. They just didn't see it because I hate when I hear it all the time. Like, it's so many women out here that, oh girl, don't mess with him. He ain't shit. Like, he wasn't shit to you. Like, and why he even ain't shit to
That's
you?
true. That's true.
Why are you labeling him as that?
It
now?
might be something in this person that he didn't see in you that he
Exactly.
wanted to see that you just didn't
Like, if
catch
I try to
his
mess
eye.
with your
So
friend.
you couldn't have communicated that?
I think like women love
Communicate with
closure. Like we love closure. We don't like ghosts.
Everybody don't
So
get
if it's
closure.
something I did, let me know so I can do it better for somebody else.
I feel
Well, no,
like-
But then again,
no,
you
because
can't-
it might
you
not
can't
be
do that.
nothing better,
I'm trying to
right?
help you,
You might
bro.
be the perfect person for somebody else. Everything you did wrong
And
for
I
me
am
might be right for
actually.
them.
Where is he at?
Exactly. So if you're doing X, Y, and Z right here, and it's just on this level, for that person that might have not been enough. But it's someone out here that
They
that
gonna
right
match
there
that.
is more than enough. So you can't say, well, I didn't do this for you. Tell me that I didn't do it enough, and I'll do it better for this person over here because
I
that
ain't
person.
saying nothing.
Yeah. So, but yo, I do agree that communication and closure is key.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that
really
is
it.
the key.
And that
For
I
both
think that's where the
sides.
trash label comes from, because it's like, dang, bro. If we already had a good communication thing, and it's like, okay, whoa.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say one
Where
thing, and
are
I'm gonna
you?
leave it at that, because it's gonna be probably for another show. But some people don't do closures because they might come back to try to recycle that same thing.
All right,
Guys do
Jordan.
that like.
Go ahead, do it.
All right, so that's it for today's show. I hope you loved it. Thank you guys for all the new listeners. We really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at HeSaySheSay Radio. Make sure you tune in and subscribe on Twitter at HeSaySheSay Crew. And
We got London on the train. They be like,